What's the difference? Is it sound difference?
Yeah, it sounds different. I always say it's like a sports car. These are just small, fast, light, so it's just different. So he's bent this wood for me, but before he bent this, he sent me pictures of all the wood he had in my price range. And, so I picked this piece, and then he bends it up for me, and he also bends up the bindings. And these are the trusses that go into the top, back, underneath the top and then the back. And then this neck blank has been carved, roughly carved, but if you look, let me grab this one. This one started as a blank as well. But you can see it gets trimmed down, and like this is not symmetrical, because when you're playing this way, the thumb comes up here. So there's actually a little groove right there. You might be able to see it. Your thumb can follow that groove up, and it works into that slot there. Or you can come up here for bracing. And then this is really set a radius rather than a groove, so that sits on the palm of your hand like that. So
what kind of wood is that?
this is mahogany, and this is koa.
And what's that?
This is mahogany with rosewood. So putting that on there, I'm actually surprised you put that on there. I usually do the head stuff. But. So those are those parts, and then there's just the miscellaneous pieces parts, the pins and the bridges and the binding parts and the bridges, and
He sends you all this, John Hall?
it all comes as part of the kit. You
Where
know,
does John Hall live?
up in Pennsylvania.
Oh, okay. In this place?
Yeah.
East Charleston.
Yeah. And he's produced a video for kind of every step of the process. So I watch the videos. I make notes of my little books, whatever it is, my little book, and you just kind of pick through the steps until it's done. And you add your own little flair.
What's the thing that goes over the top like this?
Well, that's
Does that come with the kit? Whoa.
these were warping, so I stuck them up.
Is that rosewood also?
Yeah. So this is the back.
That's gorgeous. Oh my god.
Look at it.
Yeah, that is gorgeous.
Isn't that cool? And it has this striping. That's going to look really good when this is all smoothed out and has lacquer. And see, this is a little maple strip here, black, white. And when I put this binding in here, I'll miter that corner and put a little piece of black, white, so that this will be framed with the black and white binding. This will be framed.
What is the black and white? Is it
It's just
tape?
binding.
Is
No,
it tape?
it's little pieces of maple and some kind of black wood. I suspect it's probably some like maple that they dye black or something. And it's just like
And the top?
little smaller pieces than this. Right? And then I have him do the rosettes. I did the rosette on the first one, but I didn't have the tools to.
When you say rosette, is that the first?
Yes.
Oh, that.
So if you look
Is
at
that
this,
wood too?
yeah. Well, not all of it. See, this is black, white, black, tortoise, ivory, tortoise, black, white, black. Then we have these smaller ones. We have a black, ivory. So this is tortoise, ivory. That if you were on a stage or something, that would sparkle.
Oh yeah. How do they get that in there?
You cut a little groove, see, right here.
Groove it.
And then you just put those strips in there and you glue it in. And this is European spruce. The first guitar project I used is Alaskan spruce. And this one is Adirondack spruce. And this is a European. I think they call it, starts with the C.
So was the tree that at least that wide?
Yeah. Well, actually no. See,
Or they
this is
pasted
split
together?
right there. It's actually called a bookmark or book matching, where this would have been plank of wood and they would have shaved this plank and then they would have opened it up so that it matches here. And I gotta sit down. But
So are
feel free.
are these separate strips? Like
No,
that?
there's just this one.
What,
strip.
what's the
This is just the natural grain.
But there's lines that go like
Yeah,
that.
that's the grain.
Really?
Yeah, that's why they use this for a top. It's, I describe it as like taking.
But they're perfectly parallel.
Yeah, they are. And this is not perfect. The first guitar I did, see how this has bear claw in it?
Uh-huh.
And it's got waves in it, so it actually has like a flame effect.
So you're saying when you cut the tree, those lines are perfectly
Yeah.
parallel? And
That's why they use these
perfectly
trees.
symmetrical?
That's why
in
they use
terms-
spruce.
Perfectly symmetrical in
Yeah.
terms of the space between the lines?
Mhm.
Whoa!
And then, but more than that, is it's stringy. It's like coffee, the stirring straws they
Yeah.
use for coffee. If you took them all and laid them out flat and glued them together, these are like stirring straws. So, for example, this is not very flexible this way, but very flexible this way.
And that could break easily, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then we'd all cry. And
All
we'd be
right.
on-
So this is the genesis of the Zane guitar.
yeah.
here we go.
This is.
By the way,
Go ahead. I was going to say this is sort of a minimalist European look is what I would call this. Sort of a very sleek, minimal, but sharp.
are you gonna? Is this a cutting line?
This is just for reference.
Oh.
You cut all this once you've made the body. You cut it so that it's flush.
All right.
So there you go.
Very good.